Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 99 Gaming's The Walking Dead mid-season finale shocking events prediction video. We are here streaming live on a Friday night, and I do have to say, I think in 2 years of doing YouTube, this might be the first time I've ever done a live stream on Friday night. Very seldom do anything on Friday, so I appreciate all the people that are here. And we are winding, this is like 6 days in a row we've done this. We will not do a live stream tomorrow night, but we will also be back Sunday night with the Sunday night countdown. There's just a lot of hype around this. I've seen a few of the comments. I've been checking in and out. No, not lurking, but checking. I do want to thank you guys, but I did see a funny comment, and just so you guys know before I read some of the comments, anything you type here can and will at times be used in a video, so be careful what you type. Jenna Crockett, special shout out to you. She says, I was freaking out. I thought my speaker wouldn't work, and then I realized I was early for the stream. So thank you, Jenna. Appreciate and then she was pretty excited that she made it. So all these different days we're doing actually are working out because some people work, some people are off, they got different events. I know a lot of you guys are here every night, and I appreciate that. You are just awesome. But some of the people that can't make it every night, it's good that we're doing more of these so they can get in and chime in. So there's a couple caveats to some of these videos. The one thing that I want to say is no matter how much we believe in our theories and how passionate we are, remember, be respectful in chat. This is it's a big family, it's a big army, so you can definitely say what you mean, but just be polite to other people because everybody has their own opinion, and we're all going to have different gauges of what we think is shocking or who we think is going to be leaving an episode. So I will be calling on you. I do want to hear your thoughts because we've had 24 more hours to sort of think about this. And if you guys don't know what a super chat is, Darren Sockram just showed everybody. It is the $ down below, so if you do hit that, ask a question. Darren, come on, give me something. So I definitely appreciate the donations. There's been a lot of super chat donations the last couple days, and whatever we're talking about, we will stop and we will address whatever it is you want to talk about if you do a super chat donation. So I appreciate all of you guys being here. I've got a couple things that I do want to talk about tonight, and I will deviate. I'll talk about a couple of topics I have pre-planned, and then we'll go to some of your topics and some of your thoughts as well. I did see, if you guys are not a member of the 999 Army Walking Dead fan page, we've got that. Lindsay, I saw your comment a little earlier today with Carl's haircut, possibly a time skip. I like it, but I'm not buying it 100% because they're not going to start filming until May of next year. So even, you know, if he did get his haircut for a time skip, it's just a little premature in my opinion. I do like the hidden clues and kind of doing the deep dive, but it's almost like it's a little too obvious. I think he's doing that for something else. But let me get to a couple other topics we want to talk about. One of the things is, guys, the events, we're talking about what could happen to Judith and what could happen to Carl. How about Negan? Are we going to see a ferocious, vengeful, spiteful Negan, and is he going to get to take out some vengeance on someone? That's going to be the question. Or we've talked about accidental shooting, accidental death. 2 people we have, well, 3 people the last couple of days we ignored. We talked a little bit about Carol, then we talked a little bit about Ezekiel yesterday. We'll touch on that again today. But let me know your thoughts on Negan. What is going to happen in mid-season finale? He has been completely handcuffed, paralyzed, no vengeance all this season. Don't you think it's time that something is going to happen, that he is going to get a little bit of wrath? Leave your thoughts and leave your comment. I also want to say thanks to Eric Bennett with the super chat donation. So I got 2 people making super chat donations. Both you owe me a question. So Eric, moderators, if you guys could check out Eric, I'm gonna pressure you to ask something. And also Darren, we'd like to see something as well. If I miss it, just type it a couple times so I can see it. Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys doing that, especially on a Friday night. Makes me feel good about being here. All right, so let's get to some of these Negan comments of people. How do you feel about Negan in this episode? We know he's putting the ultimatum down. He's at the gate. He's ready to go in. Tommy says Negan is going to be vicious. Westwick is saying as long as Negan lives. Tobin is saying Negan blows Tobin's leg off. Dawn Frey, Negan kills Dwight. I hope Dwight doesn't go. Jalen says Negan will kill someone. Negan, I don't think Negan is going to be shot in the leg. Here's I know Negan is going to be, they're going to have a standoff later on in the season. But I'll tell you about that in 1 second. There's going to be a car chase, and that's what's going to happen with Negan. Eric Bennett did ask a question. So here you go, Eric. Do you think the child in the flash forward could be the child Rick found and not Judith? Yeah, we did talk about that a little bit. Here's the thing with Gracie. Gracie, whoever the child was in the forward sequence, was holding a rabbit. And if you go back and you watch the episode where Rick found Gracie, there was a rabbit, and it was in the crib. However, when Rick took Gracie and handed Gracie to Aaron, there was no rabbit. So it looks like bad filming, to be honest with you. If Rick would have brought that rabbit out with him and given the rabbit and said, you know, here's Gracie, here's Gracie's toy, I would totally buy it. But at this point, I think we're compelled to think it's still Judith. That's kind of my thought. Thanks for your question. Thanks for that super chat donation. So I'm going to say at this point, it's Judith, it's Carl, and it's Michonne. Could be a dream. Could be people that all die. Could be Rick dies or is dying, and that's his last thoughts. So many different possibilities. But there is a Weird Al Yankovic song, and there is a Weird Owl. Ho ho. A little bit of a pun there. It's an owl festival. So some people are saying Dwight dies and Daryl lives. I just don't see it. I don't see Dwight dying. What's up, Michelle? Thanks for being here. Carol! Oh, Carol, it has been so long. Thank you. So glad to see you. All right, we're going to get into a couple more predictions. One thing that we can do before I get to the next topic I want to talk about, we've got 200 people here. I need 150, 200 people to slap that like button. Come on, 999, or show your support. Where's my army at? Get this thing over 100 likes as quick as possible so it just keeps manifesting. All right. Okay, had to say that. All right, next person that I want to... so Negan is... We're so worried about the shocker that maybe we've forgotten a little bit of how vicious Negan can be. I think you're going to see a little bit of that that violence come out with Negan in this. In fact, I know you're going to see some of that violence come out with Negan in this episode. All right, moving forward, Simon. So Simon is likely not involved. I'm not 100% sure that Simon is going to show up with Negan. Keep in mind, Rick is still under fire. And likely that is Simon and a few people that have stayed back in order to detain Rick. What we do know is that Simon... I can't go through. You know what? I'm going to avoid that. I will throw that out on Sunday. We talk about it. I'm going to avoid the topic of Simon because we're still doing predictions, and I don't want to throw spoilers out there at this point. So Sunday night, I'll put a little bit more color on what's going to go down with that. But let me avoid that because I do know some things. Let's just say it's not likely that Simon will be the one shooting Tara in Alexandria. All right. Darko77 with a super chat donation. So once again, you guys that are doing super chat, let me also tell you this because you guys are just awesome with some of this. Before you hit the send button, you can type like your question, and it'll all be included in that. But I do see your question as a follow-up. Carl said, "Can we debunk?" Darko said, "Can we debunk Carl dying?" We are going to talk about that toward the end of this video. If we get to some other topics, Darko, I owe you that. We are going to talk about Carl because we have talked about Carl for a couple days, but we will look for ways to sort of... I don't feel like Carl is going to die, but I know the group is kind of split probably 70-30. Maybe 30% do think that Carl is going to die, but several people don't, and it's losing steam, to be honest with you. So, thank you for all three of you guys, your questions and your donations as well. So let's just kind of touch on something that we haven't talked. There's several people we haven't talked a whole lot about. Negan was one of those. We're going to circle back with that in 1 second. Daryl, how much? I know Daryl's a popular topic. Anytime there's Walking Dead chat, his name is going to come up. And right now, Daryl's on some thin ice because Daryl has really brought a lot of this onto the group. They could have just waited, and maybe Eugene would have still found a way to get him out. But it looks bad for Daryl. So is it possible that Daryl is Daryl's not going to die? Is it possible that Daryl gets some injury? Let me know your thoughts on what goes down with Daryl in this episode. Hey, Emmy Valentine, I see you. Thank you. You're forgiven. You can be a couple minutes late. Just watch a little bit of playback. I love Nerd Life's comment. I'm with Kills, Carl the Pirate. I'm telling you, if it happens, it's going to be our best prediction ever on these videos. Some of the new people are here like, what the hell is Carl the Pirate? If you're new, I will tell you in a little bit. Christina says Daryl goes rogue and kills Eugene. I would not be surprised by that. Eugene is Negan at this point. Maybe instead of Dwight, Daryl looks at Eugene and says, what? I'm going to kill that son of a bitch. Sorry, I have to do it. I just want to put that on a t-shirt. Jonathan says Daryl loses an ear. It'll be the side that he wears the hair really long on. Like one side, I think the ear's sticking out. The other one, you can barely see it. So yeah. Frank Hall, brand new sub, says just joined today. Great format. Thank you so much. Here's one of the things while we're getting to the next topic. I'm reading a few of your comments. If you are not subscribed to 999 Gaming, 999 Comics, you know, the whole family of channels that we have, I would greatly appreciate if you guys subscribe. The group here would love to have you on board. We'd love to send out the notifications to you. And anytime a live stream, just get back in here so we got something to debate. We're going to be doing this all next week. So definitely we're going to have a countdown at 8 o'clock on Sunday night. We're going to have live reactions after Talking Dead. So we'll be able to compare all of our notes, everything we talked about. And then all next week, we're going to be doing some of these streams as well. So I'm sure a lot of it is going to be emotional. Some of it will be future predictions, and we're going to do that for a couple of weeks. So just be prepared for a lot of 9 to 9 live streams. Dustin Bryant says Michonne gets her leg blown off. I'm gonna make a bold statement here because I've heard that someone may lose a hand, someone may lose a leg. I think it's very unlikely that you will see any missing body parts. I think there was a time for it with Herschel. But I do also, you have to understand, and look, this CGI is very advanced, but it is a hassle to film that way, and it is a hassle to edit that in. So I don't think it's necessary to develop the story, and because it's not, I doubt that they're going to blow up Daryl's leg or blow up Michonne's leg. I just don't see it happening unless there's going to be an immediate death to follow it. If Michonne loses a leg and then dies 5 minutes later, then yes, I think that could happen, but I just don't see it going that direction. And it's not like they can't afford it. I mean, they're making a ton of money. It's just, why? Why cut off Rick's hand? It hampers what you do with his story in the future. A CGI deer, yeah. And a CGI tiger. Okay. There we go. See, there's what I want, Darko. I want a question, and thank you for that. Is someone going to take the Lori Judith death? Yes. I think so. I I think it is the time for it. I think it is the moment. I do feel like the death is going to be Judith. I think that's going to be shocking for television. I think it's going to be something that people talk about. The question to me is going to be who does it, and this is strictly a prediction. But you guys have heard my predictions. So I think that there's going to be a lot of panic. And I think Sadiq is going to go back and get Judith. And I think Sadiq is going to get gunned down. Judith dies. Sadiq dies as well. Rick discovers it and says the words that he heard Sadiq say. Carl leaves and carries on Sadiq's mission. That's my prediction. I'm going with that. Kirsten Allison, of course, you can have a shout out. No doubt about it. Thank you for being here on a Friday night. You're awesome. AJTV says, do you think this episode will be a cliffhanger? I don't think it's going to be a death cliffhanger, like is that person going to die? I think it's going to be some excitement. There's going to be some unanswered questions because Alexander is going to be on fire and the war is going to keep going on. So Red Elastic says, if Sadiq dies that early, I would be surprised. I just, maybe Sadiq, Sadiq doesn't look like Sadiq from the spinoff, the time skip, right? So Sadiq and Pete, Sadiq I guess was a first mate or whatever you call that on a boat. Pete's running the boat. Sadiq is more of a loner on the TV show, so for him to make a couple episodes and have a mission and then die, I could see him dying. I just don't know that there's going to be a lot of story around Sadiq. He's gotten a little bit of airtime, but Carl doesn't need that to leave. Carl can just leave on his own. Hey, I'm out. Nothing more for me to do here. It's a stretch, but, why not? Why not predict it? No harm in predicting, right? Okay, I'm going to ask this question as well. We've got about 10 more minutes before we wind this down. These are 25 to 30 minutes. I want to get as many of your questions as possible. Could the shocker be betrayal? Hang on, don't give me a yes or no yet. If it's no, just hold off on it. But if it is a betrayal of epic proportion, let's say it was Oceanside, coming to, they were in on something. That's not going to happen. Kind of like when the Scavengers, that betrayal that happened last season, when you're like, whoa, they just turned on Rick. Could that be a bit of the shock, like this person's going to turn on this person? If it is betrayal, let me know, who do you think could be behind it? I know there were some murmurs yesterday about Jesus being betraying the group, Enid betraying the group. So, if that were to be the shocking event, what type of betrayal could you see? And maybe there's multiple things that are going to happen in this that are going to escalate. Maybe there is some betrayal. Maybe there is lots of death, and maybe there is a little bit of a cliffhanger. Could be all of the above. Hippo, it is not Morgan. Tobin says, I don't trust Jadis. It is not Jadis. I can give you some confirmations of some things that Morgan will live, Jadis will live, and Jadis will not betray Rick again. That's a great point. Maggie Bonacorta says Benjamin's little brother could take Carl's story. Possibly, but Carl's story involves so much of Rick. Red says Diane from the Kingdom. Okay. Could the shocker have something to do with Hilltop? Or could that be one of many shockers? Here's why I ask. You know, once again, the last couple days we've neglected what's going on at Hilltop. We've got Maggie and Jesus and several Hilltoppers driving to Alexandria. What about the group they got locked up in this little barbed wire fence? We still need some closure on Gregory. We've still got Jared. Jared gets away at some point. I mean, Jared has to get away at some point because he's still filming in episode 14 and 15, so this sucker doesn't die. They're just letting him antagonize us over and over again. All right, I'm going to read a couple comments here. Nakobe says, Tara's going to die and Daryl's going to see the error of his ways. Jenna says, yeah, that's Jared. I thought we were going to see the long-haired guy killed off. Nope. He's around. Heavy Metal Dude will be here for a little while longer. See, that I think is going to be some of the shock. Is Easy Man says Gregory will free Jared and the rest. I agree with that 100%. And I think that's going to be some of the shocking events. Like they went through all this trouble to round them up, and then they're gone. Angela McMillan with a super chat donation. Thanks so much, Angela. Appreciate that. And Angela says, betrayal might be Eugene tricking Aaron and Enid, which causes Aaron's death. We can't lose Aaron yet. As much as let me ask that to the group, because I did see a couple other people that said that. So let's debate Angela's question here a little bit. So could Eugene be the one behind the trap for Aaron and Enid, and Aaron dies? I mean, we did see Aaron in the car. We saw him making the gesture. I just have a feeling, Angela, that Eugene is not going to leave Negan's side. And I think because Eric died and Aaron's starting to get a little bit of his mojo back, I think Aaron's going to be around for, I mean, it's just a feeling. I don't think it's a point of that he can't die. I just think at the context of where he's at that point, one is Eugene could definitely be involved in something, but I don't know that they're far enough along. You got Aaron and Enid, and from what I have heard, once they get beyond Alexandria, Aaron and Enid will be part of that hunt to get the Oceanside on board. And I don't know. That could be just a rumor at this point. But Aaron's mission takes him a little bit further out. And I would not expect to see, I know a couple people mentioned this, Eric said it and Darko. I don't see a relationship between Aaron and Jesus anytime in the near future. I mean, Aaron just lost his lover. It's not going to happen. Maybe after the time skip, but just don't. These people aren't thinking about relationships and those things happening. They're thinking about survival and saving their life. So if it were to happen, give him time to grieve over the person he just lost. Don't just hook him up with the next person. I think Ross Marquand actually said that because he's gotten a lot of the same questions, and he basically said it almost the same way. Ellie, absolutely, and we've talked about this for several days now. Ellie says, "Kills, do you think Negan's Judas' death would cause Negan's retreat?" Let me say something to all of you guys right now, and I want to say this with the utmost sincerity. Everything that we discuss here in these predictions are our collective ideas. They're your ideas and my ideas. So I know there's other people that take those ideas and do certain things with them, but when people are talking in other videos right now about Judith dying and that causing people to lay down arms and retreat, keep in mind this is something the 999 Army that we've talked about 5 days ago. So I know there's other people that watch and are trying to get on board with some of the theories. Now, and in fairness, we predicted 100 things. So if you throw a net out there and predict 100 things, obviously some things are going to overlap. But there are some things that are pretty, I think, exclusive to what we've talked about. And the Carl Pirate theory is something exclusive I think we talked about here first. I think the Judas situation and some major event happening where people say enough is enough is something we've pretty much talked about exclusively here. And then there's a lot of things that everybody sort of talks about. So I know sometimes spoilers overlap, and I'd be naive to think that this is the only channel a lot of people watch because there's a lot of ideas out there. However, I don't watch other channels, so you take it for what it's worth. But some people that watch other channels do take some of those ideas in here, and they become our ideas as well. So you guys know how it works. But there are some different things that rotate around. And look, we don't get any points for being correct. It's just fun. It's fun when you do it, but it doesn't pay you any more to nail the theory on the head. Like, hey, we got it. It's just something that I guess we could take a little pride in saying that we sort of went all detective mode and figured it out. But I do feel like that's what's going to happen. I think that something like the death of Judith, because otherwise, why would Negan leave Alexandria? Unless, he attacks. I don't know they have enough people to sort of overwhelm him. So if they can't really overwhelm him, then something's got to make these saviors and everybody look at each other and say, why are we doing this? Just kind of my thought to tag onto that. Darko keeps making donations and forgetting to ask the question before he does it. All right, so let's keep an eye on the next one. Shani D, a.k.a. Little Michonne. Yes, you, evidently Michonne's going to lose a leg, Shani D, according to a couple people. We vetoed that. Thank you so much, Michelle. Michelle Wolf says, this is the only channel I watch. Great voice and great vids. And a great army. A great group of subscribers. How about that? That's really the name of the game here. All right, we've got about 2 more minutes, so I'm going to throw it out there to everybody. You got Oceanside lurking around the corner. They're going to be involved very soon. We know we got some high drama that could happen with Gregory. I think Gregory, easy man, I think you hit the nail on the head there. I think Gregory is going to free the saviors that are at Hilltop, especially now that Maggie and Jesus are away from that area. That's going to be maybe not shocking, but it's going to be something that does tag on. I think there's going to be a big fallout with Daryl. I don't think Daryl is going to be openly accepted, especially when some people die. So Daryl's got some things that he's going to be off the Christmas list for a little bit. Simon, I think Simon is still lagging behind. There's going to be some things that go down with Simon. Simon's going to get a lot more bold in the next few episodes, so keep that in mind. So I can confirm that Simon does not die. He's not one of the people that's taken out. Negan does not die. Daryl, Rick, those I can confirm 100%. Jadis, Morgan are not going to die in this episode. Tara, Michonne, Rosita, possibility with Judith could happen. And for me, as I said before, I think Sadiq, Judith, Carl, big problem here coming up in the next couple days. And that's really what I would, what I'm interested to see, what I'm interested to look for, because a lot of what's going to happen in this episode is going to be nighttime filming, cloak and dagger, who's at around the corner. Just the acting is phenomenal. The emotion, the reactions. I mean, it's going to be very intense. It's going to hurt at times. Just trust me on this. All right, we're going to leave it at that. I'm going to ask one more time. One bold prediction from everybody, and this is the last last one we're doing this week. So we've kind of ended that. You had another 24 hours to think about it. I haven't been able to call on everybody, so you can switch it up. I know some of you maybe you can repeat what you repeated yesterday, or you can switch it up and come up with a brand new prediction. Let me get a few more people in this video. I want to call on a few of you, and then we're going to wind this thing down and let everybody get back to enjoying their Friday night. I will say, the helicopter, Rick not telling people about that, not concerned about that, like he just glossed over it, is a concern for me as well. It's almost like, was I seeing things? Was I hallucinating? But that's a big deal. That's something I think I would want to know more about that. And just the way all that happened, it almost seemed like it was very nonchalant, like it didn't really happen, right? All right, here we go. Chevy V says, Maggie and her unborn baby take Lori's comic death. No, we don't want to lose. But it's a bold prediction, and I'm not going to rule you out on that. So, yeah, tough. Tommy's going with Michonne and Judith. Sarah says, Xavier kills Judith, and Negan kills whoever does it. Good prediction. Thank you, Tobin. Appreciate that, man. Did somebody say that Judith dies and Rick will see the ghost of Shane? That's pretty creative. Hippo says, Red Eye Rick is mourning Judith's death, and it's Gracie we see in the time jump. I like that. Good prediction. Westwick, Judith dies and turns into a walker and bites someone. Epic Vids, Carl and Judith take Lori's death. A lot of people are feeling that. And because so many people think that, we are almost a little bit desensitized to it and say, okay, yeah, that's not going to be shocking. We've heard that. But it is shocking because a lot of people haven't heard that, and it'll still be shocking to see it happen. Darko says, Michonne and Judith. Starlight Sam, Michonne dies. Since every relationship Rick is in, they die. Yep. Villar says, is going to stick with me and say Sadiq involved with the Carl and Judith situation. Denise says, Michonne betrays Rick. I don't think so. Michonne is already... She couldn't even betray Rick and stick around with Daryl. She had to hit the road. She just wanted to see the sanctuary. She's good. See, Hattie says, what if Daryl leaves like Carol did in Season 7 and becomes a pirate? Possibility. Not good for ratings, but a possibility. I think they would be better off losing Chandler for a season than Norman Reedus. Dragonfire says it's Judith and Tara. So ultimately, I will say that a lot of people feel like it is going to be the comic death. They feel like it's going to be an incidental death. They just have not pieced together who the two people. I've heard Rosita tries to save Judith. But here's what we see. And this is why I'm leaning more towards Sadiq. We see Daryl and Rosita after the fight breaks out with Negan. We see Michonne and Tara with automatic weapons after the fight breaks out with Negan. So I don't know if any of those four are going to have an aha moment and say, aha, we got to go do this. But Sadiq has not been seen. And the other question I have to ask to the group here, because I know we're speculating, are we sure Judith is in Alexandria and not at the Hilltop? Because if Judith is at the Hilltop, something shocking that could happen is that Gregory kidnaps Judith. Or Jared kidnaps Judith. Because at the Hilltop right now, Maggie's gone, Jesus is gone, Enid is gone, but we haven't seen Judith. So let me just throw that out there. What if the shocking event is that other things go down and Gregory is involved in something? Because we don't know that Judith is in Alexandria at this point. So back to a little bit of what I was saying. If Judith is in Alexandria, I don't see Michonne and Tara having, oh, let's put down the weapons and run in there. We forgot about Judith. I think it would have to be someone else. So, just some food for thought. Exactly. So, I'm not saying she is or she isn't, because I got to tell you, they bounced Judith around quite a few times. But a couple different options. Maybe Judith is the victim and it's involved with that. If she is the victim in Alexandria, I am not sure about Tara, Michonne, Rosita, or any of that group. Sadiq, I could see trying to do the right thing and trying to help out. I do know that Sadiq is in Alexandria because Carl brought him back. All right, everybody, we're going to wind the stream down right here. So many questions. We're not going to solve them all. The next, we will do a gaming stream on Sunday morning. The next Walking Dead stream that we're going to do is going to be 8 o'clock on Sunday. We're going to do a Walking Dead countdown. Those are 15 or 20 minutes. You guys jump in, give us some last-minute predictions. Once again, we got a few hundred people here. If you guys have not hit the like button at this point, please do me a favor. Just tap that like button. I want to just send a special thank you to all the people that did Super Chat donations. Really appreciate your contributions, financial contributions, and your verbal contributions. Appreciate everything you guys do. And everybody that's in this chat, thank you for making time and being here. A lot of wonderful ideas. Just an awesome, awesome group. I see Melanie Shaw says, loving your chats. And you know what? I love being in here with you guys, and this group will continue to grow. So look for that Sunday night. And then after Talking Dead, we will do a reaction video. So that's going to be our therapy that we call it. Monday night, we will do a reaction video. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So a lot of stuff next week. Mark your calendars during the week for 9:30. And hopefully all you guys just pop in here and we'll talk about what happens, but we're also going to do our predictions for the second half of the season. Thank you so much. Also, if you guys are not subscribed, subscribe. And if you're watching the playback, this is the end of the video. You're free to go. If you're a part of this stream and you want to shout out, just give me a quick 999. I can't answer everybody's questions, but I'll give you a quick shout out. And also, this video will go live in about 5 to 10 minutes. So when the video goes live, get over there and leave some comments, because your comments may be included in one of our future spoiler videos as well, and we'll talk about what people think about your comments. So thank you so much. Appreciate everybody being here, and it is shout out time. So thank you, April Russell. Appreciate you being here. Michelle Wolf, thank you so much. Appreciate you being part of the 909 family. Brian Rooker, D. Mooney. I want you guys to watch how fast this streams when people start doing the shout outs. It'll blow your mind. Tina B. 1189 Paris, what's up? Brene, good to see you. Maggie, thank you for being here. Kendra, Nicole Engel, Stephen Miller, Trevor Grimm, Devin McNamara, Octavia Vaughn, Nerd Life, Tobin McLeod, Darko77, Vengeance91, E-Beach, David Stubetta, Sarah D, Nikki S. Villar, what's up? JMD, good to see you. Don Machiavelli, Maggie Bonacorda, thank you so much. Appreciate you being here. Dragonfire Noid, Northside Queen, Trev Heath, 1973. The Hippo in the house. What's up, Hippo? Easy Man. Thanks, man. Appreciate that prediction. That's good stuff, too. What's up, Damie? Lindsay Luke, Double L. Will rock the bells. Thanks for being here, Double L. Good to see you again. Jason, the mixologist. Mix me up something, man. It is Friday night, and the stream is over. So what are you mixing? Just want to know. Tommy, and all of my mods, thank you so much. I see Emmy Desiree Bacon, Kel says smile, Steph the Cuervo Queen, and Tommy the Enforcer. Thank you so much, all of you guys. You do great, great work. What's up, Darth? I see Darth in the house. Also, Holly Pierce, Mama Bit, Walani, Angus Johnson, Trevor Dunn, Raiden Roach, 1979, Master of None. What's going on? We're going to keep rocking this, man. We're going to get back to some random things. I want you guys to get into random things because if we get so many good ideas with that would be a fun show. Sometime next week, I think we're going to hit the 70,000 subscriber celebration video as well. While we got a few more people, I do want to say by the middle of next week, I'm predicting we are going to hit 70,000 subs. There will be some Walking Dead chat in that, but it's going to be a lot of shout-outs, a lot of giveaways. So stay tuned for that. I think we're about 380 subscribers away from hitting that. I would imagine by the time we do the reaction video on Sunday, there's going to be a lot of new people to join the channel. So thank you so much, and I want all of you guys to get there because I want to give away a bunch of stuff. So Sushi Cat Gaming, thanks for being here. Carol Deff, you have a great night as well. And I can't get to everybody else, so I'm going to cut out the shout-outs. Right now, it is very random. I'm never going to be able to do like 200 shout-outs, so appreciate I'll do two more. Sarah D. and also Shani D, a.k.a. Little Michonne. Appreciate everybody, and I will talk to you all very soon. Sunday night. Peace.